groove. Boop. You can't do that as I'm doing the redo. You gotta do, okay, you do the boop.
Good.
You up your production value.
He was like, this production sucks. I cannot believe I just got sucked into doing this. Okay, everybody, so I am here at Playlist 2020 and I am with a streamer from the MeetMe app. We have Ashley, aka Fly Girl. Hello.
Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a top streamer on the MeetMe app.
Find me on the MeetMe app on just George, type in George in the search. I'm known as George UK, but yeah, that's because of the accent. And then on Instagram, George SUU. And that's about it really.
Okay, so my first question is, how do you explain to somebody who does not know what live streaming is, what live streaming is?
Oh my goodness, I get this.
How do you answer this question?
Literally all the day, all the time, all the time.
How I explain it to people, because
how you personally explain it.
So I mean, obviously I get asked a lot. It's like I say
what
to them,
what the fuck are you doing, George?
to the Joe public who doesn't know about Twitch or like,
they don't know anything.
I say like Facebook Live with virtual gifts. Basically, that's how I explain it to them as what I do.
What if they don't know what Facebook Live is?
If they don't know what Facebook Live is, then what do you get?
Sucks for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Live streaming is like doing a FaceTime with strangers, real-time connecting with people all around the world. It can be planned content, not planned content, but it's all with the purpose of getting to know people. In my case, but for others it's different. So I usually go into specific detail as to how it fits for me.
Right.
But the FaceTime example, I would say, is the easiest for them to get their head around.
Yes. This is what it is.
Yes.
Well, it's honestly a community within itself from these different apps that you can use. And they're like, well, what do you like live stream? Everyone thinks it's like a negative thing. And they'd be like, oh, is that appropriate? And I'm like, I literally sit there and just talk to people, get to know people.
If they don't know what Facebook Live is, okay, so it's just like a video that everybody can see and they can interact with you at the same time. And as well as the gifts aspect. The gift aspect I find hard to explain.
I was gonna say, how do you explain gifts? People are like,
they think,
what do you mean people give you money?
For what? Just for
are
talking?
You a webcam boy,
You
George?
must be stripping. Yeah, I get that all the time. Like I'm a cam guy. But no, I explain it's not sexualized and it's like very heavily monitored.
How do you balance those relationships on your stream with your own personal friend, family, work, whatever is outside the stream? How do you balance those two things?
For me, live streaming fits right into my lifestyle. It's a perfect fit. But that doesn't help someone who it doesn't, right? Because for me, yeah, it fits in great because I live alone. Well, now I have a roommate and I have some free time. Between that and my career, there's this space where, well, I still want to interact and be with people, but also going out or spending money or inviting people over to my house while they have their careers. It's kind of an awkward fit. And so because of that, I can, at my convenience and at my discretion, go, I think it's time to talk with people and be social and get right to it. But for someone who has a busier lifestyle, where they're trying to figure out a way to integrate live streaming, I would first have to ask that person, what is your why and why is it important to you that you're live streaming? Because the people who are most successful with it and the people who stick with it are people who are not motivated by a financial aspect. I would say it's due to the interpersonal connections that's why they keep with it.
To be honest, I don't.
You don't?
I don't. I sort of don't, after I started live streaming, I don't feel like I sort of cut off my, not on purpose, I still love them, but like my family and friends that I have in real life, they don't really get any attention anymore.
So you just give all of your attention to
live streaming.
Live streaming. And F everybody else.
I feel like, you know, where I am on the app, in my position, I have to give all my, you know, I have to give everything really.
So for people who are watching, because we're on YouTube, right? So they're not on MeetMe. So tell them, like, what does that mean where you are on the app?
Okay, so I'm on the app.
Just
really
to your own horn real fast.
Yeah, to my own. Okay, so on the app, I've used the app for I don't know, just about a year and a half now, and I've established a big audience, and I've got lots of friends and loved ones, and I'm pretty I'm pretty popular on there, I guess. So I have lots of people to talk to every day, and lots of people want a slice of my cake.
Piece of George.
Piece of my cake, yeah, exactly. So I mean, I could try and balance that with some friends, but I feel like that would affect my live streaming, you know? I mean, just this month or last month, I did take a bit of a break off the app to sort of try and establish my real life again, and that made me take it impacted me big time on the app. And I started seeing less people coming into my stream, less people gifting me, etc., etc. So yeah, it's just hard to balance. It really is.
It's very tough. But I like that honesty in that answer.
My family-wise, all my really good friends, they know I live stream, but they don't necessarily know the app that I live stream or stuff like that, because I don't they're trolls. Yo, okay, like I'm a troll.
Real life friends are trolls. What are you doing?
Like coming in my stream and I'm over here like talking about like stuff that my mom should not. I don't want my mom knowing
It kind of feels as if your parents are like, remember in the old days when you got a house phone and your parents would pick it up? Like, it's not that you're doing anything wrong, but still.
But it's like I don't want them to know about my dating, my dating life or my personal life. Like so I keep it separate.
What do you do for yourself to help keep you sane? And sort of like your self-care, and how do you take care of yourself as a live streamer?
Okay, yeah, this is a fantastic question.
I did a poor job of that for a long time. If someone's not familiar with the acronym FOMO, it's fear of missing out. I'm a FOMO junkie, right? Katy knows a lot about FOMO. That's a different story.
That's a different story.
Different story. So for me, I let it accumulate because I thought if I'm not live streaming or if I'm not putting time into the app, I'm seeing a loss. But I didn't view it as an opportunity cost of knowing that I need to continue to invest in myself.
Right.
Because if you're in front of that screen, think about a day that you don't get very much sleep, or that you haven't eaten, or maybe you haven't eaten and you haven't slept, and then you have to go out.
That happens with a lot of streamers and YouTubers.
Right. And then you go out and you interact with some friends. You're not your best self, and you're probably not a pleasant person to be around.
Yeah.
Well, with live stream, you're consistently getting new people to your stream, and this is their impression of you. It's like, hey, here's this person. Let's see what they're about. They come in, and if I'm dark bags under my eyes, hungover, or grouchy, maybe I'm snappy. Maybe they say a comment that they meant nothing negative by,
I've been there.
But through it being a text only, having to...
Sleepy Kate is sassy Kate. My viewers all know I'm not very sassy. You know my personality, but every once in a while, if I haven't gotten sleep, I'll suddenly like turn on a dime and they're like, oh, Katy did not get enough sleep last night.
Yes. So what I think it comes back to is the way I was able to get over it and the way I started to be better about it is I saw it as protection of my brand and protection of myself. If I'm going to go on, I want to have consistency in the type of person I am. To go longer and ramble, I also believe that not always being your perfect self adds a layer of humanization and authenticity to who you are. And when that happens, it makes you more relatable.
Yeah, so that's also a balance.
Yeah.
I've had that experience too where I'm like, okay, it's a bad day, maybe I shouldn't go live. But sometimes there's a time and place for it, I'll say that. Because it shouldn't be all the time, you shouldn't stretch yourself out to the max, but every once in a while, it's not bad to go on and talk to your fans and say, your viewers, it's like, I am having a bad day, or this kind of sucks, or I'm just feeling crappy today. Because it adds that layer of, live streaming is unedited, it's not a highlight reel. So you can kind of see the good, the bad, the ugly. So it's nice to share that sometimes, but also know when to not share and take time for you.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right.
Because that is such a huge thing. When I started streaming, the app or the streaming, it can become completely addicting.
Yeah.
To where, oh my gosh, I have to live stream right now, and then you physically forget about your real life, and you focus every single thing on your streaming life. Constantly streaming. I would do like 9-hour streams, 8-hour streams, and I would be so fatigued. Just because people are like, oh, you're just sitting there talking to people. No, it is so tiring. It is so tiring. It's exhausting. Back. I was like, you know what? I'm only gonna do like 1 hour to 2 hour streams, and then I'm gonna keep living my life.
Yeah.
Because
so you decided to make boundaries for yourself.
I had to make
I think that's very important. It's very, if you're new to live streaming, you need to set your boundaries.
You do, for
and you need to make them very clear to your audience.
Yes.
Because your audience can also be like, oh no, just stay up another hour.
Exactly.
And sometimes that's okay, but it's not okay
When you
all
know you
the
have
time.
to, your mental health is the most important thing.
Yes.
The most important thing, and streamers will get so burnt out.
So what do you do for George to keep sane? Like, you already said you don't really balance. I know you're drinking energy drinks at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, what do you do to make sure? Because you can burn out. So, like,
no,
the last thing you want to do is stream, burn out, and then you can't go on for a month, because then you're really fucked.
Exactly.
So what do you do to sort of take care of yourself, but also give yourself to a live stream?
Okay, well, as you know, I go traveling a lot, but as these guys, yeah, I travel a lot. I mean, I'm pretty much, I don't think anyone else does this, so I mean, hey, if you're watching, if you're live streaming, give it a go. Go have a break, like, just relax on the beach. You can even live stream when you're away, like, that's the beauty of live streaming. Exactly. Yeah, and you know, it gives you something to talk about as well. Like, you feel like you've been streaming like day on day, and you just like, you don't really have anything to talk about because you haven't had anything going on, and all you're talking about is like drama that's involved in the community.
In the app.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, if you're not living a real life, then all you're doing is talking about
exactly
this bubble that we live in.
So, you know, go and show some people, and lots of people that, you know, watch me on a daily basis haven't left the States, for instance, or have never traveled, or, you know, so it's good to give them a sort of an experience. They like to, some of them might live their life, you know, through me in some aspects, so for me to go on vacation with them, sort of, I think it's really good, and it helps me like rejuvenate it, and I think it's good for them as well, so it gives them inspiration.
That's a good answer. Okay, so speaking of trolls, one of my issues, not really an issue, obviously I'm a live streamer, I'm a top badge, I love streaming, is that when we come to these conventions, people kind of get like very like glossed over, and like we forget that there's a darker side of streaming.
It's
the
just
trolls,
the better.
and there's different types of trolls.
I don't even, okay, I'm not gonna say, because they did take my biggest insecurity.
Right.
And
that's happened to me.
Yes, I literally, trolls will come in my live, they'll try to mess with me, but I'm a very confident person. I'm very confident who I am, what I believe in, stuff like that. So, and honestly, it doesn't bother me where I feel like it bothers so many other people. Troll will come in, I'm like, oh, you can't troll a troll, honey. Sit down, take a seat, and let me teach you how to troll. Like, just because it's like,
I like that.
Yes, it's because when they think, the biggest thing is that if a troll comes in your life and they think that they can actually mess with you, like on a mental level, or make you mad, or get any kind of reaction, that's what fires them up to keep them trolling.
Yeah, there's two layers to that.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer in you teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
And while you're live streaming, the way you conduct yourself or the way you handle things will breed the activity and what people see and do in the live stream. Right. If I directly address someone who's trolling or bullying, I don't have as much confidence that each person in the room will also have tact or have the approach that I'm looking for.
Right.
So in most cases, it's just flat out ignored. I don't address it, and people within the live stream follow suit. I don't have what's called a bouncer in my live stream. Those are people who have the ability to remove, because I want to have full discretion and control over it.
And on other platforms, they might be known as admins. On our platform, they're known as bouncers. They may have different titles, but they're all given the same, basically, privilege to kick people out of your life. I didn't realize that you don't have any bouncers.
I have none. Zero. And I think one of the important things when it comes to the comments and how you're receiving them is if you're struggling with it, or if it hits you hard, it can go back to, are you feeling confident in your material, or are you feeling confident with how you're presenting? Because if what they're doing is they're pulling at that thread of something waiting to be unraveled, of, wow, I don't know if I should even be going live. Will people like me? Is this good? Is this right? Is what I'm doing right now? Yeah. And they pull at that thread, they're just opening this wound and they're exploiting it. when you give them that bit of gratification or attention to that, you're not going to reason, you're not going to logic, you're not going to warm hug them out of it. Yes, you can you can warm hug trolls and make them become allies in your stream. I think that takes a lot of practice and skill, and it's very situational. So in broad general terms, I say ignoring it and remembering that what they're trying to achieve is to pull out of you an emotion or a response. So you responding to or connecting with it is just giving validity or validating what they're trying to do. Right? So yeah, ignore.
Don't feed the trolls.
Don't feed.
I mean, to be honest, I just block them and it doesn't faze me. I don't know.
That's just it.
Basically, yeah. I mean,
block front.
Yeah, I don't let it affect me at the end of the day.
So you're not someone who plays with them or like
nah,
talks
not at
back.
all. You know, not at all. It would just be. I mean, if there's no people, I don't like to. If there's no one there to kick them, maybe like shut up and just like someone kick them. You know, that's about it really. I don't let them affect me. Don't let them ruin my day because that's what they want. And if you give them what they want, they're gonna come for you more. So the best way to deal with them is get rid of them, get rid of any negativity, any toxicness, and just move on.
Blocked, report it, done.
Yeah, move on.
Do you think it affects you as a streamer if you're either single or in a relationship?
Yes.
And how
It's difficult. I mean, I've been through the situation before myself, and it's just a hard one to deal with, but you just have to find the right person that's going to have to accept that what you do. I mean, I keep it very separate. I would never, you know, I'd never mix business with pleasure, you know. I look at this as a job, essentially, so, you know, just as I wouldn't, like, sleep with a colleague at work, I wouldn't do the same with a fellow live streamer or viewer. Or co-worker, exactly. And I like to keep that professional, and I think that's very important because as soon as you cross that line, you're gonna, you know, it's just gonna become.
So you think you're talking about the personal aspect, and I almost also want to ask, like, from a viewer point or a diamond point of view, do you think it affects you if you're either single or in a relationship?
I think so, because essentially it is a dating app. So I mean, perhaps there's a percentage of the viewers or gifters that are, you know, maybe gifting me for the wrong intentions. I hope not, but you know, there may be some people there that have joined the app and you know, would gift me, you know, to get my Snapchat so they can talk to me and maybe, you know, develop a relationship with me. I mean, I'm personally not looking for that, but maybe that does happen. And yeah, sure, if I was in a relationship, you know, publicly on the app, that probably would, or maybe would affect it, I would say.
The short answer is yes. I think when someone's first starting out or doing something, what you have to go off just is the look of the person. But say, for example, like J-Lo, like you said, we know that she's a singer. You may like her music, these things. If you find her attractive, that's a bonus. But how many things besides the sex appeal that they have, do they have to go off? I think with live streaming, especially something like MeetMe, the amount of people coming to the app, and the rate of new views is going to be high compared to someone just initially learning about someone like J-Lo. Again, we're talking about celebrity versus live streamer.
I'm the perfect person to ask this question. Oh my goodness, this question.
So tell me your thoughts.
Okay, my thoughts. Here we go. It 100% affects it. 100%.
How do you think it affects it?
If they're not genuine people, you will tell so quickly. Because I was single when I was streaming for a good year and a half. I was a top badge. I was not dating anyone. I was completely single. And then I met somebody that was also a streamer. And so we definitely understood it.
Which happens kind of frequently. Honestly, I didn't think it did, but I have met a lot of people. Because everyone's like, oh, you can't meet anyone on this app. And I'm like, I kind of know a decent amount of people who have.
Right, you can. But
continue anyway.
I don't recommend it. You can leave that out. So,
the more you say that, the less likely it is to be edited out.
Yeah, it 100% affects it because there's a lot of people that I feel it let me weed out people that were not as genuine.
So you think that when you were in a relationship, your followers were more likely the more genuine, authentic followers?
Yes.
So you thought of it as a pro.
It was.
How can people find you on social media and also on the MeetMe platform?
Yeah, I'm at Chris Casper on all socials. It's spelled like this.
It's spelled like that. So yeah, show them that.
Spelled like that. At all times. And yeah, that's the best way you can find me. I post regularly when I'm going live or things like that. And Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in seeing an interview style show, I talk with some interesting people. Come check it out.
Awesome.
Okay, you can find me on MeetMe. My screen name is Fly Girl, because I'm a flight attendant or whatever. You can also follow my Instagram. It's Ashley Marie Flies, but it's not spelled like the correct flies. It's grammar.
Okay.
So it's Ashley Marie Flies. It's F-L-Y-S. Oh my goodness, I just messed that up. So Ashley Marie F-L-Y-S Flies.
All right, so make sure to follow her. Come join her stream, and thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. George, thank you so much for interviewing
It was such
with
a pleasure.
me.
It's so nice to see you again.
So nice to see you again. Okay, I have one more thing. Hold on. Christopher was one of the first people that I met when I came over from Tag to the MeetMe app, and he was very, has always been supportive, kind, good friend, a collaborator, and I was very proud of him this weekend, but I'm also proud to have him as a member of the Smileverse.
I'm excited. Thank you, Katy.
You're welcome. Thank you for doing this interview with me.
Definitely. I'm having a good time. Have fun.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.